It's Breezy on Ice Podcast, and I'm back with another episode for the podcast. And I know I've been a little behind, but we're going to dive into it right now. So, we're going to talk about the Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Definitely was good for boxing because we got to see two undefeated fighters get in the ring and actually fight each other. So that was good for the sport of boxing. I know I was a little harsh on Ryan Garcia before this fight and all of the talk that he made, but you gotta understand this boxing and you gotta sell the fight. And Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis definitely sold the fight very well, I would say. And I gained a lot of respect for Ryan Garcia during this process, and especially when they got into the ring. Ryan Garcia, he did what he attempted to do. He did what he said he was going to attempt to do. And in the second round, he did press and he did, come forward, and he did try to get Gervonta Tank Davis out of there within the second round. Ryan Garcia showed a lot of poise. Even though he got dropped in the second round, he got back up and continued to fight. And here's my thing with this fight, right? I believe if Ryan Garcia would have stuck to whatever game plan was, I don't know if he had an initial game plan or not, but his game plan was or should have been to control distance, right? By using the jab. He should have been pumping the jab at Gervonta Tank Davis, keeping him at distance, using his length and his reach advantage. But he just lacks experience. That's the major part of Ryan Garcia's problem, is he lacked experience. Great hand speed, has a lot of talent. Like I said, has a lot of talent. Great hand speed. Hand speed is impeccable. He got to get his footwork down a little bit better. I believe once he gets his footwork down and properly cut off the ring the right way and use his lateral movement instead of just going back and coming forward, and he learns how to, move to his left, move to his right, and circle and pivot the right way, he can be a very, very dangerous fighter with that alone, with just learning how to pivot properly and working on his footwork. And but that comes with experience and the hand speed and not pressing so much and taking his time and breaking this man down with logic. He would be something special because he has great tools in his toolbox. He just got to add to his arsenal, and I believe that's going to come with experience. Like I said, a loss doesn't hurt Ryan Garcia. I believe this loss will help motivate him to become the fighter that he can become, because he can become an absolutely great fighter. Like I said, with his fan base, he has a mouthpiece. He can sell a fight. He's gonna bring his fan base with him. I believe his fan base gets stronger. I believe he gained a lot of respect, and even people say you shouldn't mention the rehydration clause because he obliged to everything that Gervonta Tank Davis wanted him to do, so he shouldn't mention that. A lot of people feel, but what I do feel is that he wanted to fight so bad that he actually met all the demands of Gervonta Tank Davis, and that says a lot. I do believe he should have took a tune-up in between to stay busy, to keep himself warm. It was just, like I said, he gained my respect. He gained my respect in this fight. He did not make any excuses after the fight. He took total responsibility for a young man at 24. He showed great sportsmanship in the loss. He wasn't pouty about it. It's a shame. It's such a fucking shame the way Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy left him there pretty much by himself after the loss. You're supposed to be a team. You come in there, you back your guy up no matter what, lose, win or draw. You're supposed to back that young man up, support that young man, and in his loss, in his time of need. Like, that was literally a time where he needed the reassurance to let him know that, look, man, it's boxing. A loss come with the game, especially when the best fight the best. And you went out there and you tried hard, and you lost. We could have did something better to prepare, but now understand what needs to be worked on. You understand that you need to let whoever your trainer is train you properly and get you prepared for fights, because that's what you're trying to get paid to do. You can't train yourself and then come to the fight and do what it is that you think is going to work, because what Ryan was doing worked with other fighters, because other fighters were just so worried about his hand speed, the power that he possesses in both hands, and that intimidated a lot of other fighters. And that didn't intimidate Gervonta Tank Davis, because Gervonta understood that you need more to beat me. And like I said, Gervonta is seasoned. Gervonta is a guy with great power. Gervonta showed that he has boxing skills, that he actually knows what he's doing. He sets up and he sets traps for fighters, his other opponents to fall into, to get him out of there. Same thing with Ryan. He set traps for Ryan, but I believe if Ryan would have stuck to, again, I don't know if he had an initial game plan or not. Sometimes boring is good. If Ryan would have let the fight come to him, use the jab, work up the jab, there would have been some type of opportunities probably later. Ryan had to just stay poised, stay calm, stay collective, pump the jab, set up everything he needed to off of the jab, and control distance and use lateral movement. And I believe the fight would have been way more entertaining. I believe it probably would have went on a little longer than what it did. But, he got stopped with a liver shot. A lot of people feel like he quit. I'm not going to say he quit, because, if anybody know anything about boxing, from, actually being competitive or sparring and stuff like that, body shots, especially liver shots, is a delayed reaction. And those affect you way, way more than anything. Like I said, some guys can get punched in the face all day and keep going. But when you start hitting a guy to a body, it affects the person differently, because you actually breaking that person down. You wearing them down when you hit a guy to the body, and you put in a lot of body work. You wearing that guy down. Not only you wear him down physically, but you wearing him down mentally. He's gonna get tired, and he's trying to tell himself that he's not tired, that he's not fatigued, and you keep banging at his body, and he's gasping for air, especially in those later rounds, because you naturally start to get tired. You don't start to get your second wind to about maybe the 8th, 9th round. Usually guys start getting their second win, maybe 7th round. You start getting your second win. During those rounds, you get your second win. So if somebody's beating you to the body, it's going to be hard for you to get that second win, because your body is worn out, and then the head follows. I was always told, attack the body, the head will follow. Don't get happy with head hunting. And Gervonta Davis took him out with the body shot. He started to pick it up and started to pick Ryan apart. But like I said, this is great for Ryan. I believe anybody can bounce back. He can bounce back. I'm looking forward to seeing Ryan Garcia again. I want to see him win, get back on track, and I want to see what Ryan Garcia does at 140 or 147, wherever he's at. I believe he can be gamed in either one of those divisions, as long as he's willing to be trained by somebody. I do think he should close that chapter on Golden Boy with Golden Boy, because they show no loyalty to the kid whatsoever after the loss. It was great to see how Gervonta Davis was embraced by Ryan Garcia's mother. She showed Gervonta love. Blue Blood Sports actually dropped that footage. Shout out to the Blue Blood Sports TV for dropping that footage. Yeah, it was nice that him and Ryan exchange numbers and stuff, and hopefully they can become cool. Hopefully they are cool, and I want to see Ryan get on track. Where Ryan goes from Golden Boy, it remains to be seen. But wherever he goes, wish him the best of luck. Want to see him, like I said, I want to see him get back in there. I want to see him at 140. I want to see him be more active. I want to see him work on his footwork. And once he work on those things and stop falling in love with the left hook, being a little bit more defensively sound, keep the phone, hold the phone. He got to hold the phone, man. He got to hold the phone. He got to know how to control his range and distance and when he's in trouble. Javante was entirely too close for him to throw that right hook that he wanted to throw, and he ended up paying for it by getting counted to the liver. So, like I said, it's a great young fighter. I believe he's going to become a problem with the right trainer, because I think Goosen needs to be up out of there too, because he wasn't there to support him either. So he needs to just clean house, start over fresh, get a trainer that's going to push him to the limit and let him know that my job is to train you to be the best fucking athlete you can be. And if you want to take this boxing shit serious and become a champion at 140, this is what we need to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get you right. We're going to keep that hand speed and that power up, but we're going to add these to your arsenal and make you a very well-rounded fighter. And I believe once that happens, a lot of guys is not going to want to step in the ring with Ryan Garcia once he add those tools to his toolbox and get the experience by fighting more. I want to see Ryan be busy. I want to see Ryan fight 3 times a year. And it's time to chase some championship. It's time to get some championship gold. It's time to get some gold for Ryan Garcia. And yeah. Let's jump into the NBA news. The playoffs has been wild. The New York Knicks have defeated the Cavaliers. They bounced them. They advanced to the second round for the first time in 10 years. So congratulations to that New York Knicks team. I did go against them. I just felt like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and company was going to be too much for the Knicks, but they neutralized those guys. They held them to one game. They only won one game. The Cavaliers won one game in that series. The Knicks beat them in 5 games. Jalen Brunson is looking like the best pickup acquisition of the free agency for the New York Knicks. He has made them look like a very well-rounded team. The addition of Josh Hart has paid off. Josh Hart, two-way player, play defense, can get you some buckets. RJ Barrett is playing good. Julius Randle got to continue to play good. Quigley and company, I'm liking what Tibbs is doing with this team. They're defensive-minded. And Jalen Brunson is an absolute superstar. He's turning into a superstar before our eyes with the way he's played in the first round of the playoffs. They got Miami and Jimmy Buckets next. Speaking of that, Miami Heat and Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy, has beat the number 1 seed. They bounced the Milwaukee Bucks. They beat them 4-1. And Jimmy Butler went on a rampage. He scored 56 points to go up 3-1, I believe. And then he doubled down, and I think he dropped either 38 or 40 to close them out in Game 5. They was losing in that Game 5, but they came back from behind and they won. Jimmy Buckets has been on a tear, and it's been great to see. As you know, the Sixers, they swept the Brooklyn Nets. The Celtics took care of business. They got Trae Young and company up out of there. They won 2 games. Atlanta, Trae Young basically carried them through the last game to keep them alive. Janet Jackson had to cancel her show, but Jason Tatum said Janet don't have to worry about it. They're going to take care of business, so she won't have to postpone no more shows. They're going to get Atlanta up out of there, and that's what Jason Tatum and company did. They got Atlanta up out of there in 6. And I believe Janet Jackson had her show today, maybe. Yeah, I think either today or she's gonna circle back, I guess, around at a later date. But hopefully those people still get to go to the show that paid for the show to see Miss Jackson perform. But what we moving on to, the Warriors lost tonight. That series with Sacramento is 3-3. I'm worried about the defending champs. The defending champs had the opportunity to close out tonight. They didn't take advantage of it. So now I believe they're in trouble. I believe Sacramento beats them in Game 7 in Sacktown. And the Sacramento Kings will move on to the second round of the playoffs as the first-year team in the playoffs in a long time. No playoff experience, this group, but they are playing like they've been here. They're giving the Warriors hell. If the Warriors don't win Game 7, the defending champs will be out of there as well. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they need to add to their team to make their team better, because the Road Warriors have not shown up. So we have to see what happens with that. One game, winner takes all. We'll see if the Road Warriors prevail or will they turn into the home Warriors. The Lakers are playing the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. The Grizzlies are trying to stay alive and force a Game 7. I think LeBron and company gets it done tonight, because if they don't get it done tonight, they're going to have themselves in a position where they're going to be in a hard-fought Game 7, and then they're going to give this Memphis Grizzlies team something to talk and brag about, even though they still haven't won anything, if that is to pass. But let's see what happens tonight. I think LeBron and company get it done, and they wait for the winner of Sacramento and the Warriors. And if it's Sacramento that the Lakers play in the next round, I believe the Lakers will dog walk them, be on their way back to the Western Conference Finals. Who they will play, I believe they will play the Phoenix Suns. I believe the Phoenix Suns will beat the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to say in 6, but I want to say 5 games, but I'll lean more towards 6. I believe KD, CP, D-Book, and Ayton is just too much for the Denver Nuggets to handle. The Denver Nuggets, they always been kind of sketchy to me in the playoffs, but we shall see. Got the Celtics and my Sixers. I don't know if Joel Embiid is going to be available to play. He's been having some knee soreness I've been hearing. So hopefully he be good to go. But that remains to be seen. I want to say this is going to be a hard-fought series. If Joel Embiid plays, I do think we could beat the Celtics. But if Joel Embiid doesn't play, I believe we're in trouble. I think we're in trouble either way. I think the Celtics' edges is going to depend solely on how James Harden and Maxey play, and Tobias Harris have to be on his A game, and so does PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker is going to be very key to this run. I believe the Celtics is destined to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals and even the NBA Finals. I hate to say it, but I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, that group, I believe that group is too talented not to go back to the NBA Finals, and I believe they are too talented not to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, even if it comes at the expense of my 76ers team losing to them. I'm hating to say this, but I'm leaning towards the Knicks and the Celtics being in the Eastern Conference Finals. I will not be shocked if it's the Knicks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I will not be shocked if the Knicks make an NBA Finals appearance for the first time in a long time. I will not be surprised if Stephen A. Smith is right about it being, or him wanting to see a Knicks and Lakers NBA Finals. I do believe if that happens, you have to favor LeBron to win a 5th ring. I would hate to say that, but you will have to favor LeBron to win a 5th ring on top of all the accolades and on becoming an all-time NBA leading scorer. But I would not be surprised if the Knicks do be crowned champions. I lost track of words. But I'm not saying it's not possible. I believe it's possible. I would not be surprised if some shit like that happens. If the Knicks and the Lakers do end up in the NBA Finals, and the Knicks win the whole thing. But I could see the Knicks and even the Phoenix Suns, and I do believe if that happens, Kevin Durant and then will edge them. But we should see, man. We should see, especially if the Phoenix Suns should lose to the Denver Nuggets. I do think the Lakers have enough firepower to beat the Nuggets. I don't have that much faith in the Denver Nuggets. I'm not big on the Denver Nuggets. I do know that they are a really, really good team, but something about them just fall flat when it comes to playoff time. They just seems to fall flat, and I believe that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna play flat. They're gonna come up flat. It never fails. I mean, I would be shocked if they do make it to the NBA Finals, but I don't see it happening. I believe they come up flat. If they don't lose to Phoenix, they're going to lose to the Lakers. That's the way I see it. There's no other way for me to see it or put it. That's just my opinion. NHL has been crazy. I believe the Rangers are playing tonight. But the NHL also been crazy things going on in the NHL. We're going to check and oh man, the Yankees lost today too. Tonight. So Kyrie is courtside at the Lakers game. Is that a sign? Is that a telltale sign? The Dallas Stars is up 2-0. They're trying to close out tonight. And win the series. Seattle was trying to close out tonight, but they're 1-1 right now. The Hurricanes, they beat the Islanders, so the Islanders is done. The Panthers forced a game 7. They won 7-5, so they're tied 3-3, so they have one more game to be played. The New Jersey Devils lead the Rangers 3-2, so hopefully the Rangers win tomorrow night. I think Toronto will close out the series against the Lightning on Saturday, and I believe, the LA Kings tie the series up and force a game 7. We shall see what happens, but that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that, that will happen, but we shall see, man. We shall see. Hockey is a very tricky sport. It's very interesting and it's very tricky. And you think you know who's going to win, and then things change. So that's the beauty of sports, I presume. Anything else going on? Javonte Tank Davis says he's back training. Actually, he hit the gym today. I seen the video saying that he's back in the gym. I'm not sure if it was Blue Blood who dropped that video, or somebody else, another YouTuber might have dropped that video, a boxing channel. But Javonte Tank Davis is back in the gym, and I'm also hearing he's waiting to see what kind of show Devin Haney puts on against Vasily Lomachenko, and he wants Haney next for all the marbles. So that would be excellent to see. If Javonte Tank Davis gets in the ring with Devin Haney, nobody can say he's ducking smoke with Haney. I believe Javonte said he wanted to fight all these guys in his next 2 or 3 fights. Javonte Davis has a plan on retiring after these fights. He want to get up out the game. I don't think he should get up out the game so soon. He's only 28 years old. Still in his prime, just entered his prime. I believe like 26, 27 is your prime in sports. So he's only been in his prime for 2 years. So I would love to see Tank maximize his prime. I would love to see Tank, fight, Haney, Shakur. If he beat those guys, maybe within that time frame, if Ryan Garcia has improved and gotten better, maybe running back with Ryan Garcia. I know that's Ryan Garcia's plan. He would like to run the back with Tank somewhere down the line. But we're gonna see what Tank thinks. Even I would like to see Tank and Teofimo at 142. I don't think T.O. beats. We're not even gonna talk about Teofimo and his rant and shit like that about the whole black fighter thing. We ain't gonna get into that shit like that, which is fucking crazy for him to say that. If you got a problem with Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley and the way they commentate, in their commentary doing fights, fine. We know they could be a bit biased with their commentary. Anybody that watch them niggas know how they operate and how they move with the commentary, doing boxing matches and shit like that. That's no secret. But to say that black fighters are being more promoted than you, that's not how you conduct yourself or do business. You know, you attack the people the right way. If you got an issue with Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward and how they commentate in their commentary on your fight, then you say that you don't like the way they commentary, you don't like the commentary on your fights. You don't just go on a whole black fighters rant with Top Rank and shit like that. You know, black fighters have been through a lot with Top Rank, and we know Vasily Lomachenko. They love to promote him and push him. You know, and it's true, man. You know, to say that there's no racial bias in the sport of boxing is crazy. It shouldn't be in the sport, but it's there. It's always in the undertone. It's always in the underline and in the undertone. So you just gotta keep it a buck you gotta keep it a buck. You know, it is what it is when it comes to that, and there's no way around it. And like I said, there's no need to have it in sports, period. But especially boxing, it's not needed, but it's gonna always be there. It's just a fucked up business in a lot of ways, and beautiful sport, fucked up business, corrupt people, corrupt minds, corrupt corporations. You know, the typical everyday shit, right? But can't wait till May 20th for that. I believe Teofimo is in June sometime. So there's a lot of fights coming up, man. And just can't wait for them shits to pop off. I think I supported Tank and Ryan, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm about a Devin Haney fight too. I'm gonna support Devin Haney and buy the fight too. Why not? I'm gonna support Haney too. I want to see Haney beat Lomachenko, so I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna support him and on that fight. Canelo is coming up May 6th. I think he's fighting May 6th. So we got Canelo coming up next weekend. Canelo is coming up. So trying to see. I don't have a calendar for I don't have a calendar for. There's no more. I used to have a calendar. It used to pop up on the calendar for me when certain fights would happen. It would be on the calendar, but it doesn't do that anymore. So I must have lost track with the shit. But it's alright. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, let me know what you guys think of the video. Like. Comment, subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Helps the algorithm. Peace and love as always. Breezy out.